Good morning, everyone. It is Friday, September 16th. Heather here, and we are getting ready to go over some potential trade setups that will potentially work out for today. All right, we're coming into the session pretty red, and we're seeing, although Bitcoin has inched up just a little bit, it's still below 20,000. We're seeing really quite a fall in the gold, precious metal markets, and that is because the dollar is so strong. As we see really a lot of strength in the dollar, typically those precious metals, which are considered safety plays, they pull back, and that's because people are putting their names in the dollar. And why are they doing that right now? Well, it all has to do with the Fed and raising rates. The U.S. dollar is definitely the preferred currency, so it's kind of the world currency, so if you will. So anyway, we're taking a look here, and this is the S&P index futures. You can see yesterday we came in and rested right on this Fibonacci line we talked about all afternoon. Today we're coming in pushing down. We opened on it, pushing down. So we'll see if we can inch our way back up. But definitely looking at, like a bear flag here. We are just on the verge of a bear flag on the futures chart here. When we look at SPY, right, we came really, really close to it. Continuation, which is what it looks like we're going to get. Bear flag, right? So, and we had that head and shoulders here, which is now played out, and we're testing that area again. So now we'll see if we maybe even set up, we push down a little bit, an inverse head and shoulders coming forward. Again, it's always a wait and see how it all works out. Okay, so we have that. Oil is pushing up just a little bit here. Really watching for oil to kind of catch a bid moving into the colder season. And with, of course, Ukraine, Russia continuing to be a problem, and China reopening. They've been under rolling lockdowns, it seems like, for the better part of the last two and a half years, right? I guess 2 years. No, 2.5. Wow, I can't believe it's been that long since COVID-19 started. Wow, time flies. Okay, so that is what we're looking at. Oh, here we go, BTC. Although up off of the lows here from this morning, you can see we're just really basing here just below that that 20,000. Over 20,000, I'd be more interested in some of those names. Real quick, FedEx came out, their CEO, and this is just crazy to me. So one company CEO came out and said, nope, we're headed for a worldwide recession. Basically doom and gloom. There's nothing we can do about it. And down goes the market on that. Not just on that, but definitely helping the bears make their case. And they cut their guidance. This is going to be opening up very low. Interesting, they did it right before earnings. And I'll tell you about that here in a second. But this morning we are down at 163.10 on FedEx. So what does that mean? I would look, so I would look for just a reversal bounce in FedEx today. Okay, that's just today. I wouldn't hold it, I wouldn't swing it, but look for a bounce maybe off of an opening range break in FedEx. All right. And then, so this is a tactic we've seen. I don't know if this is actually a tactic they're using. I guess we'll find out. But kind of forecasting, things are really rough. They're not going to be good. Our guidance isn't good going forward. And they're getting this news in before the earnings. And what that tends to do is then people look at the earnings like, okay, they're just going to be absolutely terrible. And so even on a less terrible report, then the stock will skyrocket. So we'll watch and see if that happens. Apple has been known for doing that. Steve Jobs was really one that did that for a very long time. Elon Musk has recently kind of taken that stance as well, and some other big names. So we'll see if that's what FedEx is doing here. All right, but let's move on over to the Fed is going to be out next week with their rate decision. And I think we're all pretty much, we all know that they're going to raise, right? That's baked in. But how much is it all baked in? Not really sure. The telegraphed by the Fed rate hike was 75 basis points, but there's a lot of people coming out saying, nope, it has to be that 100, or it should be that 100 to get inflation under control. And the argument is made that the constantly stronger jobs report and the decreasing initial claims and continuing claims gives the Fed the ability to do that without potentially hurting that job market. The labor market, I don't think we're in a full recession. I think that we have recessionary areas, but the Fed has got to be really careful here, because if they raise rates too much and really halt the housing market, things like that, what happens? Then we do go into a full-blown recession. So it's very critical to, I think, maybe raise just a little bit slower, because they've already messed it up, let's face it. So kind of unwinding it, maybe raise those rates a little slower and let the market actually digest and take care of inflation itself. We've let it run for so long as a problem. Trying to come in and use a hatchet for heart surgery is just dumb. All right, but looking at that, there are names that are very sensitive to rates, and Wells Fargo, Bank of America, both of these really sensitive to rate hikes. So we're going to be watching Bank of America. Why did I choose Bank of America? Well, look at this. It closed over some pretty much all of its major moving averages except for the 200, which is right here. Nice squeeze, bullish move yesterday on extra volume, closing over the 20. I like the 1021 BAC 35 call over 34.51. I would stop it if it looks to close below the 20. If it's already up, you can always use an opening range break, like a 5-minute, 15-minute. I kind of like the 30-minute opening range break. My targets are 35.03, 35.91, and 36.80. And then, of course, moving up to that 36.94. All right, so that is BAC. We just talked about energy. Energy's kind of getting ready to make another move here. LNG, Cheniere Energy, beautiful inside candle yesterday. It was an inverted hammer, but it's an open candle. So when the candle is open like this is candle trend. I have my candle set to candle trend here. And here. So if you go to style and you go to, oh, there it is, chart type, it'll give you your candle. I use candle trend. Why do I use these? If the candle is open, it's like a window. That window's open. Go ahead and look through it. If it is closed, just turn around and walk away. Or a closed window can set you up for a put, I guess. So maybe not walk away. But looking to play off of this inside candle, I like the LNG 175 call. I like an entry at 172.10. I'm going to stop that pretty tight at 170.36. And my targets are 176.37 and 178.62. All right. Looking to the downside, MRNA. So this is just a 3-month chart, but here, if you take a look at a 6-month chart, nice room down here, all the way back down to maybe 115.61. But you see we came down. We can't seem to get out of this range. We touched the 20, we fail. We touched the 20, we fail. So we're looking for continuation of that fail. It looks like almost a bear flag. It's a little tight for that, but really stuck in a range. These had their heyday when we were first releasing all of those vaccines, and even with the recent news that they are speaking to the Chinese government about the Chinese government purchasing the Moderna vaccine, not really giving it much of a boost here. I think that 20 and definitely that 34 are some pretty sticky spots. So I'm looking at a 140 put. Going to enter. It'll be in the money unless the 135s can pick up some volume. But I like the entry, the 140, 1021. All of my calls are out in 1021. If those are too far out for you, use your own discretion. I like the 140 put, entry at 135.36. And I'm going to close it if it squeaks back up above the 20 moving average. Like I said, kind of keeping this really tight here into the Fed next week. My targets are 130, 105, 129, 58, and then a breakdown to the 115.61. Some others I like for today, ones that we were watching and actually played this one yesterday. Tesla made it up over this trend line, and you know what? You can say, okay, well, it's a bearish environment in general in the market. Tesla just doesn't really seem to care. That's all there is to it. So Tesla came up here, matched some candles up. Looks like a really tight inverted head and shoulders, which means I would target somewhere around the 315 area on Tesla. The other names that were doing really well yesterday, CHPT. If we're going to have all these electric vehicles and states are going to say, nope, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go all electric. We have to have somewhere to charge them up. CHPT, BLNK, PLUG are all names that fit that category. So take a look at that. The others that are doing well is solar names, right? Solar names have done very well. A little bit of a pullback yesterday, but for the most part, these have done very, very well recently. So watch for these to continue. Oh, not F. What is it? SunPower. There's a bunch of them. So go take a look at those here this morning. All right. If you have any questions, reach out. HeatherC@GivingTreeTrading.com, and I hope to hear from you soon.